Just over 24 hours after 3 people were killed in a grenade attack at the Amritsar's Nirankari Bhavan, Punjab police has now released a CCTV footage of the suspects who are absconding since the attack. The attackers were riding a black Pulsar motorcycle with no number plate. In fact, their faces were also covered. India Today was first to bring you these images of the assailants. In fact, the Punjab police, on the other hand, are probing a Pakistan-based terror angle. Sources have told India Today, Jammu and Kashmir's Al-Qaeda commander Zakir Musa, who was spotted in Amritsar recently, might have helped carry out these attacks. Sources also claim that Musa allegedly met suspected Khalistani sleeper cell operatives in the past few days. Punjab Chief Minister Amrinder Singh has appealed for calm and has said Punjab's hard-earned peace must not be lost to terror. A 3-member NIA team reached Amritsar late Sunday night to further probe the incident. High alert also has been issued in Haryana, Punjab and Noida in wake of Sunday's grenade attack.
Any links with ISI or Pak connection?
Well, it is too early to establish that. But prima facie it seems, because there is otherwise, why anybody would be interested to, create this kind of, commit this kind of a crime or incident, against innocent people. It doesn't serve anybody's purpose. So it does indicate towards that.
The Amritsar attack comes only days after Jammu and Kashmir Al-Qaeda chief Zakir Musa was spotted in Punjab and allegedly held meetings with Khalistan sleeper cells, leading authorities to probe Musa's possible role in the attack.
Amritsar rocked by a grenade attack in broad daylight. Mayhem and bloodbath at Amritsar's Nirankari Bhavan. And the needle of suspicion clearly pointing to Khalistani and Jammu and Kashmir branch of Al-Qaeda terror nexus. Sources told India Today that Jammu and Kashmir's Al-Qaeda commander Zakir Musa is believed to have met suspected Khalistani sleeper cell operatives in the past few days. Musa, who was reportedly spotted in Amritsar, might have helped the Khalistani terrorists in carrying out the attack.
इसको एक टेरर एक्ट लेके चल रहे हैं और क्योंकि ये एक ग्रुप के खिलाफ जो हुई है वारदात हुई है ना कि किसी इंडिविजुअल के खिलाफ हुई है तो इस करके ऐसी एज अ टेरर एक्ट लेके चल रहे हैं.
Just days ago, an intel alert by the Punjab DGP on the 14th of November had warned of 5 to 7 terrorists infiltrating the state to carry out strikes. In fact, investigations into the Jalandhar blast, which took place in September, revealed a terror tango between Khalistani terrorists and Jammu and Kashmir terror groups. Intelligence agencies have revealed that the Khalistani terrorists were supplying arms to terrorists in Jammu and Kashmir. On October 10th, 3 Kashmiri students were arrested over their alleged involvement in the blasts.
All this suggests that the militancy is in a revival mode in Punjab, actively supported, aided and abetted from across the border. So we have to take necessary action accordingly.
There have been instances of Pakistan's ISI and the likes of Hafiz Saeed helping Khalistani terrorists to bleed India. The ISI is believed to have funded logistical support for the Jalandhar blasts in September. Khalistani terrorists are also believed to have killed a number of political leaders in the last 2 years.
Security agencies have been gravely concerned about Khalistani extremist forces once again raising their heads in Punjab. But the entry of Zakir Musa has almost been surprising. This, with the backing of Pakistan ISI, could create mayhem in Punjab with the link of Kashmir terror group with Sikh extremists. Pakistan wants to gain its own ounce of blood from Punjab with raising of these particular terror modules. But if this is true, this is a grave concern which needs to be tackled both by the centre and the state. With camera person Sanjeev, this is Kamaljeet Sandhu in Delhi for India Today.
Now, just let's take a look at what exactly happened in Amritsar. In fact, it was the Rajasthan's Nirankari Bhavan which was the target. Now, 2 bike-borne assailants arrived on a Pulsar motorcycle, as we have reported earlier, brandishing pistols. The duo, who were allegedly, they look like Sikh, in fact, with their attire, they overpowered the guards and entered the ashram, lobbed a grenade in the ashram and then fled the spot. This was the entire sequence of event of what happened yesterday, once again bringing the big question, is terror making a comeback in Punjab? All right, now let's take a quick look at the questions that we are putting out on this, in fact, Monday morning. This is a very important junction as far as politics and the people of Punjab are concerned, because it was, as the Chief Minister also said, a very hard-earned, hard-fought battle against militancy terrorism in Punjab that India and Punjabis won, and post that there have been years of, in fact, peace. Who is trying to disturb this is going to be one of the most closely asked questions. Now, let's just put our questions on the burning question today. In fact, is this now a prime example of Al-Qaeda-Khalistan terror tango which is working in Punjab? Question number 2 that we are putting out this morning: is there a massive security breach in Punjab? There have been attacks, but is it now time for the government to once again bring Punjab back in focus? Is it fair to blame the army chief? The politics over the army chief, Aam Aadmi Party Neta, came out and said he in fact attacked and blamed the army chief for this attack. Is this fair? And isn't this absolutely irresponsible to make such comments? Should Netas politicize a terror attack? Shouldn't this be an occasion where all the political parties come together to ensure that no such attack take place again? And can Navjot Singh Sidhu still justify his accomplice against, with in fact, Pakistan? Where is his friend Imran Khan, who Navjot Singh Sidhu went to attend his swearing-in ceremony, who still is sitting as the head of the state, unable to control the army, unable to do absolutely anything as far as the terrorism emanating from Pakistan is concerned? Now, let me introduce my guest on the show today, Anila Singh, Bharatiya Janata Party leader, is joining us on the broadcast. Pallavi Sharma, spokesperson of the Congress, is also with us. We have Mr. C. Pal Singh, former IG, Punjab Police, and we also have Kuldeep Kora, former DG, Jammu and Kashmir. Good morning to all my guests, and thank you so much for joining us. Before, in fact, I bring in my guests, let's just take a look at the politics around this entire terror attack. As Amritsar reeled under the effects of the grenade attack on the religious institution, politicians, and as it was expected, soon were engaging in a bitter blame game. What began with Aam Aadmi Party MLA absolutely irresponsibly coming out and blaming the army chief, it soon resulted in Congress blaming the centre and the centre blaming Navjot Singh Sidhu. It's a blame game all around.
ਗੱਲ ਆ ਕਿ ਜੇ ਉੱਥੇ ਆਰਮੀ ਚੀਫ ਆ ਕੇ ਬਿਆਨ ਦੇ ਗਿਆ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਆਪਣੇ ਬਿਆਨ ਨੂੰ ਸਹੀ ਪ੍ਰੂਵ ਕਰਨ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਸ਼ਾਇਦ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਖੁਦ ਹੀ ਕਰਵਾਤਾ ਹੋਵੇ। ਇਹ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਸੋਚਣ ਵਾਲੀਆਂ।
On a day when Punjab was mourning the loss of 3 lives after a grenade attack in Amritsar's Nirankari Bhavan, here's AAP MLA HS Fulka dragging in the army chief, accusing him of orchestrating the attack.
ਗੱਲ ਆ ਕਿ ਜੇ ਉੱਥੇ ਆਰਮੀ ਚੀਫ ਆ ਕੇ ਬਿਆਨ ਦੇ ਗਿਆ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਆਪਣੇ ਬਿਆਨ ਨੂੰ ਸਹੀ ਪ੍ਰੂਵ ਕਰਨ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਸ਼ਾਇਦ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਖੁਦ ਹੀ ਕਰਵਾਤਾ ਹੋਵੇ। ਇਹ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਸੋਚਣ ਵਾਲੀਆਂ।
Fulka's contention was the army chief's statement cautioning Punjab against terror resurgence.
There is an attempt being made to disrupt the peace again in the state of Punjab. The reporting regarding this are already available because you have seen what has been happening here in Punjab over the last few days. You are seeing terrorist modules being caught here in the state of Punjab. I think that should create an alertness amongst us. The people should become alert.
But the AAP MLA was not alone in deflecting blame. While the Congress blamed the centre,
the central government has failed in its attempts at foreign policy or even understanding the fundamentals of what it means for national security. They're busy arresting activists across the country on the supposed allegation that they want to kill a prime minister.
The BJP's ally in the state, the Shiromani Akali Dal, soon pinned blame for the attack on CM Amarinder Singh and his party for fraternizing with Pakistan.
Their ministers go and meet them. They have encouraged them to raise slogans. In their meetings, always, every day, slogans of anti-India is raised. And the ministers go and meet them. And they are guests of the chief minister in his house. The purpose is to put them parallel to the moderate leadership of the Punjab. If you want to encourage radicals over moderates, this is going to be the result.
3 dead in a brutal grenade attack, drowned out in the din of politics. And Netas deflecting blame. Is the war on terror then being compromised in this ugly political fight? Bureau Report, India Today.
Now, let me just first go across to my colleague Kamaljeet Sandhu, who is tracking the developments on this story very closely. Kamal, what are the investigators pointing out at? I mean, now this is now being seen as one of the prime examples of how Pakistan, Al-Qaeda, Khalistani, terror groups, all perhaps are coming together to once again disturb the peace in Punjab.
Ankit, while it does seem that the Punjab police may be groping in the dark, but there are some leading clues which have really come in. One, the room in which the grenade was hurled was 35 by 30 feet. When the grenade was hurled, there are splinter points which are put all across the room, which says this was a powerful grenade. The number of injuries is also significant, saying in the past instance there's been one such attack last year, and that is what they're now going to connect the dots with. The other part is the Pakistan ISI operative backing the Khalistani extremists is not being ruled out. Along with that is the complication of Zakir Musa and the Kashmiri terror groups joining hands on behest of ISI with the Khalistani extremists. So all this is all obviously one. It was considered probabilities, now seems not impossible. So this is a leading line which is being now taken. The CCTV footage has given them further clues. One, this was a Pulsar bike. It did not have a number plate. There were 2 Sikh youths. They were masked. However, now a trail is being taken out, because the CCTV from across the highway is something that they've managed to recover. They're looking at certain leads. The National Investigation Team has sent 3 of its top officers there, including the IG Mukesh Singh as well as an SP from Jammu. And now considerably they are associating with Punjab Police, but they are not the main investigators. Punjab Police has actually worked overnight and got its intelligence sources working through the night. And yes, they've come to certain conclusions. But the leading line at this point of time, as I sent to you earlier, was this is a Pakistan handiwork. We've seen in the past 2 years, they have done targeted killings in the past 7 to 8 cases in which the NI itself is investigating. And the modus operandi of using a bike and showing a pistol is something which was similar in all such cases.
All right, Kamal, thank you so much for joining us with all those details. We will come back to you for more on this story. I want to, before I go to my political guest, want to very quickly bring in Mr. Sipal Singh, former IG Punjab Police. Sir, in your experience and your wisdom, I just want to start with how you see it from outside. What could be the vital clues that the police should be looking at? Because this seems to be an attempt at revival of terrorism in Punjab.
There is clear-cut case that since February this year, when Zakir Musa came into in existence in J&K, he was brought, as you have quite pointed out, he is one of the Al-Qaeda's, Islamic army of Iran. And it's a very, very sinister move on the part of Al-Qaeda, and they wanted that we should bring in Islamic Jihad here. What Pakistan helped was through ISI, they said that we'll create a theater of terrorism in 2 states, adjoining states, with the result that the modules of the Khalistani modules who are in Europe as well as who are in Britain, they were also activated. Simultaneously, Jaish-e-Mohammed, Lashkar-e-Toba, Hizb al-Mujahideen, they immediately declared their allegiance to Zakir Musa. Under these circumstances, in February, a video was also released wherein Zakir Musa gave a call that the Muslim terrorists and the Khalistani terrorists should now create a panic situation by attacking army patrol. Now, this is the background. Now the question comes as far as Punjab police is concerned. I am very sure that Punjab police officers, most of the Punjab police officers who have been in the midst of, on the heydays of terrorism in state, are still there, some of them. In fact, the DG has been in the state itself right from the day of extreme terrorism in Punjab.
Okay.
So they will be able to get clue. That's not the question. They will be able to get clue.
Right.
Now the failure, I'd like to tell you one point. Now, we knew that Babar Khalsa is very radical and Babar Khalsa is a very dedicated group. And Babar Khalsa was created after this Nirankari turmoil with the Nirankari. Now, the Babar Khalsa and Nirankaris, they are headlong, clear everywhere. We should have been more careful, knowing that Zakir Musa is moving about, knowing the sparks which are here and there going about, more careful for the sensitive places like Nirankari Bhavan.
Okay, Kuldeep Huda, I want you to come in at this point of time because you've closely tracked what is happening in Jammu and Kashmir, and now one of the key suspects is a man from Jammu and Kashmir, the man who wants to in fact change the entire narrative of terrorism in this, not only in the state of Jammu and Kashmir, across India. He wants to bring the Islamist angle to it, Zakir Musa. Just tell our viewers more about this man, and sir, how easy does it become for him to travel from one state to another? There are certain failures that we also need to look into.
You know, absolutely, there have been a shift in Pakistan policy on terrorism during the last few years as far as training of the militant cadres is concerned. They are focusing more on training the militants locally in Kashmir and also focusing on local recruitment in Kashmir. And it is quite understandable that the militant cadres from Kashmir who are trained across in Pakistan can travel to Punjab to train the militant cadres in Punjab who are existing there. You know, you have to look at this entire happening of yesterday in the backdrop of some of the incidents which have taken place in the recent past, including the one in Jalandhar in September. Then the intelligence input about Jaish cadres moving in Punjab and going towards Delhi. And also about the likely presence of Zakir Musa. Zakir Musa has no other agenda in Punjab except to coordinate the activities and organize local training for the Khalistani terrorists.
Right.
Beyond that, you know, earlier also Shabnam Deep Singh was arrested, and who revealed that his target was to lob grenades on police stations and crowded places. And then there was another arrest of 3 Khalistani militants in Shamli, who also revealed in interrogation that their assigned job was looting weapons and targeting the political rallies. And you know, in the backdrop of all this, in fact, last year also, around half a dozen modules were busted, and 24 militants of Khalistani origin were arrested.
Okay.
You know, if you connect all these, it is to shift this yesterday's incident on some likely local activity is ruled out. It is beyond imagination that. And in fact, if you look at the yesterday's incidents,
right, sir, just hold on to that thought. I'm going to come to you, and we'll discuss more about ways to in fact now control this as well. But I want to go across to Pallavi Sharma at this point of time. Pallavi, and I wanted to come to the political guest in the end because it is. And all political parties are to be blamed. And I also want to tell my viewers that after that absolutely irresponsible statement made by Aam Aadmi Party leader, MLA, Mr. Fulka, we did in fact try to get him on the show. We also tried to get a spokesperson from the Aam Aadmi Party. They refused. So I just want to put that record straight before in fact I come to Pallavi. Pallavi Sharma, why don't you now ask Navjot Singh Sidhu to use his good connection with his good friend Imran Khan and ask him to stop terrorism in Punjab? This is absolutely shameful, and at this point of time, shouldn't we expect, the least that we should expect from our political parties should be for them to stand together rather than pointing fingers at each other?
Yeah, good morning, Ankit. Firstly, let me begin by saying that the Congress party condemns this terror attack in the strongest terms possible. The state government is rendering all possible support on ground to the victims and their families. All relief and treatment is being provided. Having said that, see, the Congress party strongly believes this is the time to show bipartisanship across political lines, come together, stand united, stand as one against these terror attacks. The Congress party is not playing the blame game or blaming anybody for that matter. The statement that you were playing in the beginning of your show that was made by Renuka ji, she was only referring to the causes that lead to such consequences. Isn't it true, even as a citizen of this country, I'm asking you, let alone being the spokesperson for Congress party, as a citizen of this country, I ask you, isn't it high time the government should come out with a very strong outlined foreign policy now? They have no foreign policy. You see, cross-border terrorism.
I absolutely agree with you. No, I agree with you that the government should make its intention in foreign policy against Pakistan very clear. There should not be this confusion as far as Pakistan is concerned. But as the political party ruling in Punjab, should you also not now, should we not hear a word of condemnation from Navjot Singh Sidhu, who has been harping about Pakistan's hospitality and food because he was invited to the swearing-in ceremony of his good friend Imran Khan? This is what he gets in return for us?
See, I think this is extremely pathetic that we've stooped to this low of linking that incident with what has happened yesterday in Punjab. I think
Why not, Pallavi?
Pathetic.
He met the Pakistani army chief. He is the key mastermind for every terror attack that takes place in this country.
You have to allow me to respond. You have to allow me to respond, right? Allow me to respond. I don't think many political guests respond specifically to your questions. I'm responding very specifically. I responded specifically to the statement made by Renuka ji. I'm responding specifically about the question that you're asking about Mr. Sidhu. Yes. So Mr. Sidhu, if he went to Punjab, he was invited there. Do you remember when Nawaz Sharif was invited to the Prime Minister's swearing-in ceremony? Do you remember when the Prime Minister landed uninvited in Pakistan? So would you link that also to the terror attack that happened yesterday in Punjab?
I will tell you what I would link with it,
You might as well do that, to be on the same platform, right?
And a government which does not know what policy, hard or soft, they want to in fact take against Pakistan. That is what I would link with Prime Minister's overtures to Pakistan. On the other side, Navjot Singh Sidhu meeting and greeting the army chief of Pakistan at the swearing-in ceremony of Imran Khan, going as the lone representative, pitching himself as the representative of India. That is giving legitimacy to a government which is absolutely in the hands of a puppet government in the hands of the army. I am sorry, if you are equating both of them, then you also don't have right to in fact criticize the government on their Pakistan policy. Anila Singh, let me also get into the BJP at this point of time. I'll come to you. I'll come to you, Pallavi, I'll come to you. Let me get in a question from Anila Singh as well. She's not spoken yet. Anila Singh, once again, the questions will be asked, and they're legitimate questions. What is the government doing? Why do we keep hearing about this jingoistic approach from the government where they keep saying everything is hunky-dory, the terror groups are on the decline, demonetization has broken their backs, so on and so forth, and yet we are seeing a new theatre as in fact the former IG of Punjab told us, now once again being revived in Punjab. You can't just blame the state government because Punjab shares border with Pakistan, and we yet don't know what government policy with Pakistan is.
Ankit, to start with, I think all political parties, and especially if I talk about the Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party, they should show some political maturity in today's date. Or I can say in this hour. Because the terror attack, whenever the terror attack happens, it is not on one particular political party or the area, it is the attack on the country, and I can say a country who stands so strongly in front of the world, and whenever an attack happens, it is a shame for everybody. So instead of pinpointing and insulting other, we should stand together and we should find a solution. I mean, since yesterday I am seeing and observing and listening the political statements given by the Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party, and my head really hangs in shame.
Madam,
because
does your head also hang in shame when the powerful government led by the Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the ministers and your BJP spokesperson blame it on Navjot Singh Sidhu as if he's the one who in fact went across to Pakistan and conspired for this own attack? Rather than giving sermons about everybody should in fact be mature about what they are saying, shouldn't the same be applied to the Bharatiya Janata Party also?
To you. Ankit, again, I think I really wish you heard my statement very clearly, because I did not pinpoint any political party here, and I talked
I'm
as
not
a
talking about you, I'm talking about your party,
country,
ma'am, the
Great
party which you
Bharat.
represent.
And secondly, whether it was the and Ankit, whether somebody points out Narendra Modi ji that why did he go to Nawaz Sharif's party without getting an invite, or why Navjot Singh Sidhu went across the border in this swearing ceremony of Mr. Imran Khan. I think it is not the time to discuss that, and let us not discuss foreign policy right now, because this is the matter of terrorism, and definitely we know that how ISI and the Khalistani activist groups, they had worked hand in hand in the past, and how Mrs. Indira Gandhi, whose birthday is today, had to give her life.
I'm glad that is the formulation that you are putting out from your party. I hope your other colleagues also listen to what you are saying. This is not the time to pinpoint Navjot Singh Sidhu or in fact any other thing. It is the time for the government to act and to get to bottom of this. I'm getting a breaking news on the show. I have to take this before in fact Pali wants to come in. I will give her a chance, but we have to take this breaking which is coming in at this point of time. This important breaking news this Monday morning. New module of the terror has emerged in Amritsar. The attack probe. In fact, the Punjab police sources have told India today the terror module has support of Pakistan's ISI and terror group active in Jammu and Kashmir. The new recruits have been brought in by the terror module. In fact, the police has no record of this module. So this is a fresh new module which has, in fact, the police believe has gone ahead and done this dastardly act. Now, all right, this is another breaking news that's coming in. In fact, Punjab Chief Minister has now announced a reward of 50 lakh rupees for information leading to the arrest of the suspects involved in the grenade attack. Information can be provided at Punjab Police Helpline 181. Identity of the informers will be kept secret. The NIA team has also visited the blast site last night along with their investigators and explosive experts, and they have held discussions with Punjab DGP and DG Intelligence. All right, let me go across to, in fact, former IG Punjab who is with us. Sir, I quickly want your comments on this information that we are getting in. The police seems to suggest that there is a new module which is with the help of Pakistan's ISI has in fact conducted this entire operation. According to them, we don't have any proof as far or any record of these men, those who in fact conducted this entire operation in fact Amritsar. Mr. Singh, what do you make of this?
I beg to submit that modules are created every now and then. We had busted a few modules when those three students in Shahpur Engineering College were arrested a few months back. Now this module must be a new module, but affiliation with one of the Khalistani group cannot be ruled out. My point is the module may be new, the people may be new. They may be people who are somehow become a sort of, they have become in the hands of these people who have been indoctrinated them from social media, from messengers, from Facebook, etc. There are a lot of new boys who are getting indoctrinated through the social media by Khalistani groups, as well as certain technical savvy Muslim students are also getting. So there can be a new module might have emerged. But this new module must be having affiliation with one group of the terrorists, one group of the radical terrorist modules which are outside. I am of the view that they will be able to, they should be able to, in due course of time, link it up with the module which is operating from outside the country.
Okay.
Because it is those people who can indoctrinate them, the younger group, who can persuade them and who can make them stand in favor of Khalistan. I assure you that as far as the older generation is concerned, they have seen enough of terrorism.
Absolutely. Enough bloodbath has been seen in Punjab for, in fact, a lot of people to believe in this, and that will be very crucial, isn't it, Mr. Khoda, when we are now seeing this entire new modus operandi of cross cooperation between the terrorists in Jammu and Kashmir and then the wannabe terrorists now in Punjab. Important thing would be how the society, civil society and the security apparatus reacts to it. If they don't get any support on the ground, it will be difficult for them to thrive.
It is a good breakthrough that the module has been identified, it needs to be followed. And I'm sure that Punjab police is very competent and they have proved their credentials in the past. They'll be able to take it to its logical conclusion and bust the entire module. But what is important is that there must be several more modules, going by the situation and going by the circumstances which have preceded yesterday's incident. So what is required is a coordinated action and sharing of intelligence by central intelligence agencies, the Punjab intelligence and J&K intelligence. And it has the intelligence development and has to be coordinated with the security forces action. The security forces and Punjab police acting in coordination with the collated intelligence developed by all services, which will surely lead to some good results. You know, in Punjab, it is at the initial stage, revival of militancy is at the initial stage. And it can be very well tackled. It is not like Kashmir where several dimensions are there beyond terrorism also, like huge alienation, huge radicalization. The Kashmir problem is a multidimensional issue where a different sort of tactics is to be adopted. But Punjab can be addressed very well. But if it is not addressed very well at this stage, it can snowball into a bigger problem later on in the days to come.
Right.
And politicizing these sorts of incidents is unfortunate because it is neither in the interest of the country nor in the security interests.
Yes.
So all of us should look at it as a terror action and go about it in full.
Okay. Pallavi, you know, all of us know pro-Khalistani militancy terrorism in the 80s and 90s, early 90s in Punjab. It was a bloody time in Punjab. A lot of people lost their lives, and then a very hard approach by the government, in fact, came in, and only then we were able to quell this sort of a sentiment and militancy there. Can we expect cooperation at this point of time between the government of Punjab, the Chief Minister and the centre? Because it will require a coordinated effort to once again check this menace which is growing in Punjab.
Yes, Ankit. Two very quick points. Of course, it will require a coordinated effort. I think the intelligence agencies of the centre, the central government has to work hand in gloves with the state government and the state agencies that are operating there, without a doubt. The NIA has already taken over investigation. The two quick points that I'd like to make is, first, I think this self-defeating and very derogatory statement that has been made by the Aam Aadmi Party only shows how it continues to work in cahoots with the BJP and the Akali Dal. The second important point that I'd like to make here is, I may be wrong, you can correct my information, but I don't think the Prime Minister in this crisis situation has uttered even a word on this attack. You see him on Twitter, you know, hopping on every other issue, but I don't think he has spoken on this issue at all or even condemned these attacks. He's the Prime Minister of the country, for God's sake. The third important point, I think this is high time, like Anila ji was saying that this is not the time we should talk about foreign policy. You see, that's the problem with this government. They don't know when it's time to strike. I think this is high time that they come out with a very clear, defined, outlined foreign policy. Not one day you see them saying that, yeah, we're going to have talks with Pakistan. Then the media puts in pressure and the next day they say, oh, the talks are withdrawn. So we don't want this government hobnobbing from one place to another. I think they need to come out with a very strong, defined, outlined foreign policy now.
Anila, I want you to respond to that. In fact, the Prime Minister has not spoken. Should that be seen in some context? Because we have largely seen even the PMO Twitter handle tweeting about Prime Minister's speeches on the election trail, not about this, but Shouldn't this also be a warning for the centre to have a more cohesive approach as far as terror across the border in Pakistan is concerned? We can't just keep saying that surgical strikes in 2016 were decisive or demonetization is. It's a constant process. Are we failing somewhere? Is there a time to relook into how we deal with this?
Ankit, let us not get into this that when PM has to tweet on which subject he has to tweet, let us not get into this. And secondly, a political party because of which terrorism started in our country, right from Jammu Kashmir to Kerala, northeast to Maharashtra. So let them not sit here and preach that how terrorism should be controlled and how and what should be the foreign policy here. We very well know that when Narendra Modi ji took over in the center, foreign policy was Pallavi, I did not interrupt you, so please have that much of decency.
He's the Prime Minister of the country, madam.
Pallavi, can I also request you? Can I also request you? You got interrupted time. Let Anila also.
Right in the morning,
let Anila also have the same.
I think
it will be better if we have a debate. I will give you time to rebut. Please go ahead, Anila.
I said I'm sorry. Please continue. I said I'm sorry.
And Ankit, I mean. Ankit, it is funny when a political party spokesperson sits here and starts preaching. I will just remind her that what Sandeep Dixit said about Army Chief Gali Ka Gunda. So there are 10 examples which I can quote here, Jahar ki kheti to everything about the surgical strike. So let us not get into this. And we very well know that the government in the center and the government in the Punjab, maybe they have differences politically, but it is the matter of the country. They both are going to stand together in this hour, and I am sure together they are going to control the situation, and we are not going to.
Well, we can only hope that, because if we go by what is being said, at least by the spokesperson all across the television channels as well, it just becomes about Gali Ka Gunda and what somebody said about the army chief or the prime minister. Important thing right now is that once again, like the 80s and the 90s, we need a cohesive approach. We can't let this ugly head of terrorism once again raise its head in Punjab. This is absolutely not acceptable. It can't be done. It took us a lot of time to weed out terrorism from the state of Punjab. At this point of time, I'm completely out of time. I'll have to thank all my guests for joining me this early morning and putting their view forward on this burning question.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you would love to.